Hello everyone and welcome back to Platform 1. It's myself, Jack, here today for a little bit of a different show. Obviously, you can't really escape it at the moment, all the news about coronavirus in the news, so we just thought we'd cover a little bit about that today. I'm joined by our Managing Director, Richard Davies, here on the show, and we'll just be addressing the current status of COVID-19, or coronavirus as it's known, and how it's impacting Hattons, and of course you guys, the customers as well. And we'll be running this stream today for about 20 minutes, answering any questions that you might have about the virus's impact on model railways, basically. So as you know, the UK government recently announced some plans and guidance on combating the spread of the virus, and with this in mind, we have got some further information about what it means for Hattons. So thanks for joining us on the show today, Rich.
No problem.
So in response to the virus and its potential risks, we've deployed several precautionary measures to help protect both our staff and our customers. So there have been a few new initiatives here at Hattons, haven't there?
Yeah, around the building we've taken steps to minimise basically contact with surfaces that where it seems like that's the most biggest threat to people. Just propping doors open, making people aware of through signs that have been put around the place, buying antibacterial hand wash and stationing that all over the building.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few of these little stickers which I've just showed you on the screen there, which it just kind of raises people's awareness to, that there will be germs and things on the door handles. So it's little things that you can do to try and minimise the spread there, isn't it? So it's all quite important to do. Now, obviously with the store, we've changed a bit the open hours there, haven't we?
Yeah, well, the biggest what we have to do really, you have to assess the different threats or the different ways that people can come in contact with each other. And so what we've done is we've cut down on those opportunities. So we saw the store as quite a lot of people coming in and out the site, and we've made the decision to, until further notice, we're going to not open the store.
Yeah, and so like you say, it's minimising that opportunity for the disease to spread between people. But of course, one people have asked about is those collect in store orders, haven't they?
Yeah.
So if you do have one of those, we'll be in touch with customers to get those changed to a delivery to your home address. Yeah. Or alternatively, we can keep hold of it until things blow over a little bit. So yeah.
So at the moment, we're still accepting click and collect orders, but we just won't ship them. So the best thing to do is to actually just place your order for regular Royal Mail or DPD delivery.
That's it. So as well, of course, we have our digital fitting services here at Hattons, don't we? So we have suspended those for the time being as well.
Yeah.
Because of course there are risks associated there as well.
Yeah, what my thinking is that involves quite a lot of touching the product and then and different people interacting with it. So my thinking there is that minimises the risk to our people. Yeah. So I think that's the best thing to do at the time being.
Yeah, it's, as we say, it's about all the little things that we can do to help minimise the spread, because that's part of what the government have advised for a lot of different businesses, really. It's not just us, to just help to minimise for the general public as well. So it's about everyone's safety, really.
Yeah.
Of course, if you do still need to get in touch or place any orders, our website is still fully functional. We're still shipping out, and our help desk are still here 9 to 5 every day of the week. So you can get in touch with those guys if you have any queries or any questions, or if you want to place an order through them as well.
Yeah, our intention, so we've moved it to 9 to 5 just whilst we contain the kind of operation, work out what our plan is. But our plan is to put it back to the normal 7:30 till 6 p.m. Operation as soon as possible.
Yeah. And then, as I touched on a little bit, obviously with our delivery operation, that's all still functioning as you'd expect. And we'll continue to dispatch orders as normal. So as you see on the screen, it's 99.5% of our orders are placed before 2 p.m. on a weekday. They'll be dispatched same day, and that is continuing as it is. Right, so we have had a few frequently asked questions on our website. If you check out the link in the description, there is further information about anything that you're hearing here today. And of course, we have put together some questions on there that we have been getting through to our help desk and things like that. Now, the first one of those that we've had is this going to actually affect release dates for forthcoming items, whether that be from our own products or if we've heard anything about other manufacturers as well?
So China seems to be just getting back onto its feet, and I'd imagine that there's going to be a lot of time until the dust properly settles. But our suppliers are very likely in the next couple of weeks to issue an updated set of delivery dates. Yeah. So I think the best things that people can do is if they're interested in a particular product, sign up for a notification of its delivery, and then we'll keep you posted through that method.
That's it. So like as you know, with any other product really, it's keeping an eye on the product pages there, and we'll be in touch via email or the articles on the website as well with the latest updates for each individual one.
Spot on.
Another question that we've had is it actually possible to contract coronavirus from a package? Now, according to the NHS, there is actually no evidence that items from China or parcels can actually spread the disease.
Yeah, I think the highest likelihood of somebody getting ill is from contact through people.
Yeah.
And the bacteria that have been left by people, which is why we're focusing on minimising contact, literally with each other. In fact, the outlook that we've actually been adopting is almost to treat other people as if they are potential carriers.
Yeah. It's again, like we've been saying, it's every little thing that you can do to avoid the spread, and it's not just for our personal benefit, it's for the benefit of everyone really, isn't it? It's helping halt the spread in general.
Absolutely.
So one other question that we've had is this going to actually affect any forthcoming events that Hattons are due to be attending throughout the year?
Yeah, well, the next weekend we're due to attend the Warner's Alexander Palace event. I suppose there's two different components to this. One is whether Warner's going to proceed with the event, and two, if they do, are we going to attend? So I spoke to Warner's just before the show started, and they're still intent on going ahead with it. And we will follow that closely, and we'll take a view on it probably Tuesday or Wednesday next week.
That's it. So both us and Warner's are obviously going off the government guidance about what to do, and obviously that's changing all the time. It's it's still developing, this disease, so you've got to keep an eye on what's going on there. As you can see on screen now, there is a link to worldofrailways.co.uk where they have put out a latest statement on the event itself, and they have said to us that any further updates will be going onto their website and social media channels too. So basically just keep your eyes peeled for any updates on the event, and we'll post an update as well if anything does change with regards to Ali Pali. Right, and then of course, we've talked a little bit about our sort of contingency measures here and what things we've changed to try and help halt the spread of the disease a little bit. But the NHS does have a lot of great advice, and this is constantly being updated online and providing some more help for everybody out there. So if you do check out the link in the description, and it is on screen now as well, you can head to, there's a really good FAQ on there about what you can do, and if you're in a business as well, the different initiatives that you could take to help. But there's obviously a lot of different questions out there that people have, so that's probably your best source of, the most up-to-date information is over on the NHS site. Now, we've got a little bit of time left today, so we have got a few questions coming up in the chat from you guys. So if there is anything you want to know about what's going on at the moment, feel free to jump into the comments there and let us know, and we can see if we can read them out. So Taze is here and asked, obviously we've closed the shop, and just questioning around like what the government advice is on that for others at the moment.
What to other retailers?
Yeah.
I think the government's been quite cagey, really, about it's not issuing any direct instructions, but I think that the stage we're at, our view is that if it's minimise your contact with other people. Yeah. So so some people have been arriving at the store today, and we've kind of politely told them that we're not able to serve them. I know it's not, because we're primarily mail order business, it's probably a more difficult decision for people whose stores are much more bricks and mortar based. Yeah. So yeah, it's a tough time for everyone really. That's it. And you're talking there a little bit about what the government advice is around that, and it is changing all the time. So we're basically trying to almost stay ahead of the game a little bit and try and do our best to ensure that we're doing the best to our ability with halting the spread of the virus, and obviously protecting ourselves as well and our customers too, because we don't want any of our customers getting sick either. We've got JJ Williams 1984 just asking if this is affecting pre-owned into Hattons as well. Well, our couriers are still bringing deliveries in, so we still have we have got pre-owned to process, sitting there ready to process. We haven't been putting anything on in the last week or so, but that'll be changing pretty soon.
Yeah. We've got James Akers here, and he's asked about whether coronavirus has actually affected any model releases since it occurred. Now, as we touched on a little bit at the start, like Rich said, the dust is still sort of settling really in China, and it's still, getting back to normal there a little bit. So we've not really seen any major updates, but if we do get anything through from other manufacturers or to do with our own products, that will be clearly indicated on the product pages, on our articles, and via email and everywhere else you'd expect as well. So we'll try to keep you updated if there are any changes there at all. Onu Mulder just saying it's a good decision from Hattons here, what we're doing.
Thanks.
We've got Joe Light Railway says, can I buy anything from your website or should I wait for a few months? It's perfectly fine to still be buying things on our site. There is no issues at all. As we touched on a little bit there, deliveries are going out as you'd expect, and most orders, 99.5% that you place before 2 p.m. on a weekday, they'll go out to you the same day as well, so that is all operational as you'd expect. We've got Jamie Smith asks of any model shows being cancelled in the UK so far. Not many major ones that I'm aware of yet, but it's subject to change, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that the next meeting of Boris Johnson's government is Monday, and that's what Warner's said, that they're going to be watching closely to see what the recommendations are.
Yeah, that's it. I believe there's even a couple of model shows on today and over the weekend,
right?
Which I've heard are still going ahead. But yeah, as we say, might get some more news on Monday from the government, and we'll see where it goes from there. We've got SLD51 asked, do we still ship to Asia currently? We do, and we're basically just taking it as with advice from Royal Mail as well, as to if there are any countries that we're not able to ship to. I believe there are a couple at the moment.
Iran is the only one that I saw yesterday.
Yeah, that's it. So still can, but it depends on what guidance we get from Royal Mail there. And then we've just got one more here from Ian B, who just says, well done for doing this. So thank you very much for that. We just wanted to kind of come out and show where we're at with this and kind of showing, what we're doing to help, really.
Great.
So, yeah, just want to say thank you very much for everyone who's joined us on the stream today. Of course, we do have a few more questions coming in here, so we'll try and answer a few more. If you do, of course, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, if there's any more advice or any questions that you do have, we have got an FAQ article on our website which you can check out using the link in the description, and that's got a few frequently asked questions on there, and it covers a bit about what we've discussed here today as well. Of course, if you want to, you can watch this video back once we've finished as well and listen to a little bit more about what we're doing in detail. We've got Taze asking if our employees have got the option to wear gloves. Which we've just done a big stock run, haven't we?
Yeah, we bought thousands of pairs of gloves, and they're being given out freely around. I think people are changing them once every hour, and so that and other lots of hand detergent being used as well.
That's it. It's like you touched on before, we're doing a lot of little things to try and make people just aware of the hygiene and making sure that things are safe around the building and things like that. So as you will have seen from that, we've got little stickers on some of the handles on the doors and things to make people more aware, and obviously provided lots of gloves and sanitizer as well. We've got Warren Lemulk, sorry if I'm not saying this correctly, but Warren Lemulk says, would this encourage any UK-made models in our opinion? And can we ship to the US? We certainly can still ship to the US. In terms of encouraging UK-made models, that's an interesting question.
That is an interesting one. I suppose it's there's so much expertise in China, and they do such a great job. I think the best thing that we can do really is help our Chinese partners get going again. Really. Yeah,
I think everyone needs to kind of get back on their feet first, and then we'll assess the situation a bit more, I suppose. We've got Elton Loveridge asking about the current status of our Class 66, if it's still en route. At the moment, it is still en route, and we'll have further updates on that as soon as we can. We've got SLD51 asking, are we shipping to China at the moment? Which I believe we still are at the moment.
Yeah, I haven't heard that we're not. So it's only Iran that I mentioned, and Italy is it was on a list from DHL.
Yeah. There's a few there, but not to China at the moment. And we've got 700 Shunter asks, will pre-order items like the Dapol LSWR B4 be affected by the virus? Now, we've not had an update on that particular model from Dapol yet, but if anything does change with it, we will provide that as an update, as I say, on our project pages, on the articles, and through email and places like that. But I think we have had a recent update on that one, which is it will be coming within the next few months, a new batch of those. So I would expect that they're still going to come through.
Great.
And then we've got one more coming through here. But from AD Pullen says, sounds like a little bit like working at McDonald's, but respect to you guys for going public with how you run your business in the current time. So yeah, again, thank you very much for that there as well. Right, so obviously some really great questions there, so thank you very much for joining in with us on this one. I think we're probably going to wrap it up here, but as I say, if you need to know any more, if you want to see a summary of what we talked about here, and if you do have any more questions, there is more details on our site using the link in the description below. And of course, if you need to know anything more, get in touch with our guys on the help desk. They're there every day of the week from 9 to 5, and they'll be able to help answer any more questions that you have. Of course, in terms of deliveries, everything is still going out throughout the week, so in terms of placing orders, that's all fine to do. But yeah, I just want to say thanks to Rich for joining us today on the stream. Thanks to you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time, hopefully.
Thanks.
See you.